Hi, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Things. Today is the last installment for the lathe refurbish video. I'm going to have a separate video on the use of contactors and SAE felt, just because they're their own topics. But yeah, this long adventure is finally over. It took 9 months instead of 3, but I'm happy. And at least, if anything, I can now pick out a socket or a hex key within a 32nd of an inch instead of trying half my set.
Right.
Oops, forgot a part. All those knots I learned in the Scouts are finally coming in handy. Sorry for the colors, I accidentally put my camera in this super smart mode where it supposedly knows better than me, and the super smart computer made everything completely unseeable. Oops, that was a part that I'd epoxied on earlier on. Forgot about that. So when I got to dismantling this, I learned a lot about taper pins. First off, they're a pain to remove if they haven't been touched in 80 plus years. And the other thing is, if you mushroom them, you're pretty much you're stuck with a rivet, a steel rivet in a cast iron piece, and so the option is to try to drill through it, but that's a pretty precise thing if your bit is walking, and so I had to bore out two of the taper pins as I was learning about them. So what I did here is I replaced it with a roll pin, and although this is completely unnecessary at this point, what I was thinking of doing is filling the roll pins with subsequent pins, just to give it a bit more of a filled look. So for purely aesthetic reasons, not structural. this because of the leverage from the...
Look at what you're doing, you idiot.
Unless...
Wait for it.
I'm kind of making this up as I go along, if you haven't noticed.
Wait for it. Look at the box in the back. And... evening ruined. You'd think by now I would have learned not to leave things on the railings like that, but nope.
Feel free to laugh. That was really stupid of me. But I tend to do a lot of that. Well, I guess I know what I'm doing this evening.
Now, you might be confused and think that it looks like I have no clue what I'm doing because I didn't take enough pictures here, but I assure you, you're completely wrong. That's where that weird bolt goes. Although the owner's guide does assure me that I should be able to do everything with a hammer and a screwdriver, it looks like it's not going to be working here for that last year, so I'm going to have to heat it up and get back to it later.
There you go. So, hitting the 60s out of the potential about 80 degree, based on how hot the back of the grill gets. Whereas this piece here is at around 8 to 10 degrees. We'll say 9 degrees. So that's about a 50 degrees delta so far. Should be about a thou. That should help. But I'll let it heat up a bit more.
So this is a big moment of truth for me. I'd forgotten about this part, but when I noticed it, I decided to leave it to the very end. This plaque is, I mean, to me, it's pretty much the spirit of this machine, what it embodies. It's just a piece of history. So if anyone knows anything about this company, by all means, let me know what you do know. This is what makes vintage machines so special.
Tested the voltage. Everything seems fine on the plug side, so, well, moment of truth.
For you good noticers out there, yes, I did go back in time for this.
No breakers. That's a good start. I'll have to be careful because this is not yet closed, but oh, right. Whew, that scared me. Forgot about the forward reverse. And the point of turning on the contactor after is to prevent arcing from damaging this switch. So excellent. What a relief. So I'm really happy with the outcome, but for all intents and purposes, I'm done. I have a working lathe. I'm still missing 2 oil ports like these. I need to find some replacements. There's a couple of holes I have no clue what they're for, and I have some spare parts. So that's not good, but I'd like to say that doing this had really let me, get to know the lathe really well. But I think if that were true, I would know where the spring goes. That being said, all that's left is putting in that hydraulic oil in here, which I'm using hydraulic oil because it's modern oil often has motor oil SAE20, which is what this recommended. Normally has surfactants now, so detergents. There you go. That's what I was looking for, and that's an issue because this is an unfiltered system where it just reuses the oil. So you don't want the particles to be in suspension. You want them to sink to the bottom. So non-detergent oil is very important for that purpose. Other than that, I'm also waiting on the felt to finish the inside of this gearbox. So there's going to be another video on felt, and that's it. I mean, just some little touch-ups. Paint this in black. Oh well, not so little, but lining up the headstock and the tail stock, so that's gonna be fun. But yeah, I mean, I have what seems to be a working lathe once again.
Thanks for coming along with me on this adventure. Have a good day.